Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Technology Deep Dive, covering market moves in tech, communications, and healthcare indexes, stocks, and ETFs for the week ending Friday, May 2nd, 2025. I'm your host, Ira Roth. Let's dive in. Technology-related indexes posted strong gains this week. The Nasdaq 100 and the Nasdaq Composite both rose 3.4%. The communication services sector led with a 4.1% gain, while the healthcare sector showed minimal movement. Market breadth shows strong monthly momentum. The Nasdaq Composite shows 2,033 advancing stocks versus 1,002 declining for the month. The healthcare sector maintains positive breadth with 593 weekly advances against 452 declines. Weekly returns highlight sector strength. The communication services sector leads with a 4.2% weekly return. The technology sector follows at 4%. Year-to-date, most tech-related indexes show negative returns, with healthcare being the exception. Long-term performance remains robust. The technology sector shows the strongest 10-year annual return at 19.4%. The Nasdaq 100 follows with 16.2%. While healthcare and communication services show more modest returns. Leading tech stocks showed impressive gains. Arista Networks surged 16.8%, while Seagate Technology jumped 12.5%. Microsoft gained 11%, showing very strong positive trend momentum. Weekly returns were notable. Arista Networks led with a 16.8% return. Palantir Technologies shows the strongest year-to-date performance, up 64.3%, while maintaining strong upward volatility. Long-term returns highlight market leaders. Arista Networks shows a remarkable 10-year annual return of 36.5%. Palantir stands out with a 451% one-year return, while Microsoft maintains steady growth at 24.5% annually over 10 years. Among the worst-performing tech stocks, First Solar led declines, dropping 7.9% to 130.54. Supermicro fell 7.5% amid a very strong negative trend. Qualcomm and Motorola Solutions showed significant weakness, declining 5.8% and 5.5% respectively. Weekly returns show First Solar down 8%, while Supermicro lost 7.6%. Despite the negative week, both stocks showed positive month-to-date returns of 3.8% and 5.8% respectively. Motorola Solutions experienced strong downward volatility with a 5.5% weekly decline. Long-term performance shows mixed results. Supermicro posted impressive 10-year returns of 276%. Motorola Solutions and GoDaddy both showed steady growth with 21% annual returns over the decade, despite recent weakness. Nasdaq ETFs showed strength with Cubes rising 3.4% to 488.83. Vanguard Information Technology gained 3.8%. The leveraged 3x bullish QQQ surged 10.3%, while its inverse 3x bearish QQQ fell 9.6%. Weekly returns were positive across the board. 3x bullish QQQ led with a 10.3% gain, while Vanguard Information Technology and Cubes added 3.8% and 3.4% respectively. Year-to-date, these ETFs show modest declines between 4–9%. Long-term performance remains strong. VanEck Semiconductor ETF shows a 10-year return of 668%, while 3x bullish QQQ returned 1,167%. The inverse 3x bearish QQQ has declined 99.9% over the same period.
Looking at stocks and tech industries, I'm Sally Short. Microsoft led gains with an 11% rise to 435.28. Meta Platforms followed with a 9% increase to 597.2. Alphabet and Amazon had modest gains, while Apple declined 1.8%. Weekly returns show Microsoft and Meta platforms leading with gains over 9%. Month to date, both companies maintained strong momentum with returns above 8%. Year to date, only Alphabet and Amazon show negative returns. Looking at 10-year performance, Microsoft and Amazon lead with annual returns near 25%. Meta platforms, Alphabet, and Apple all show strong long-term performance with annual returns around 20%. In semiconductor stocks, Wolfspeed surged 36.3% to 4.46 after breaking out from sideways movement. Silicon Motion Technology jumped 18.6%, while Atomera gained 17.8%. GSI Technology showed upward volatility with its fourth consecutive weekly gain. Weekly returns were impressive, led by Wolfspeed's 36.4% surge. Silicon Motion Technology and Atomera both posted gains above 17%. Month to date, Wolfspeed leads with a 25.6% return, while WiseKey follows at 17.5%. Long-term performance shows challenges. Wolfspeed has declined over 85% in 10 years. Silicon Motion Technology shows modest gains of 75% over the decade. GSI Technology has struggled with a 37.5% decline over the same period. In cloud computing, Microsoft led with an 11% gain. SailPoint and Okta both rose 9.2%. SAP SE reached a new all-time high, gaining 8.5% amid strong upward volatility. Weekly returns show Microsoft leading at 11.1%. Okta stands out year-to-date with a 43.3% gain. SAP SE maintains strong momentum with a 22.5% year-to-date return, while SailPoint struggles with a 71% decline. Leading cloud computing companies showed strong gains. Microsoft led with an 11% rise to 435.28. SAP SE recorded a new all-time high amid strong upward volatility, gaining 8.5%. The best 10-year annual returns came from Microsoft at 244.8%. In AI and robotics stocks, Oceaneering International rose 6.7% to 19.2. AeroVironment extended its winning streak to 4 consecutive weeks, up 6.1%. Aptiv broke out from 3 days of consolidation, climbing 5.4%. Looking at month-to-date returns, Oceaneering International leads with a 7.2% gain, averaging 3.5% daily. AeroVironment follows with a 4.8% monthly return. Year-to-date, most stocks show negative returns, except AeroVironment, with a modest 3.2% gain. Over the longer term, AeroVironment stands out with a 10-year annual return rate of 200.8%. Oceaneering International shows a 3-year annual return of 19.4%, despite a negative 10-year performance of minus 100.7%. Among AI and robotics thematic ETFs, SPEAR Alpha ETF led gains, rising 5.9% to 22.76. AI and Innovation Fund and Robotics and AI and Automation Bulltwalks both advanced over 4%, with UBOT breaking out from 4 days of sideways movement. Month-to-date performance shows SPEAR Alpha ETF leading with a 6.7% gain. Robotics and AI and Automation Bulltwalks follows with a 5.1% return. Year-to-date, most funds show modest declines, with SPEAR Alpha down 16.1%. 3-year performance data shows AI and Technology ETF, leading with a 17.2% annual return rate. SPEAR Alpha ETF follows with nearly 10% annual returns. Robotics and AI and Automation, Bulltwalks, lags with slightly negative 3-year returns. In electric vehicle stocks, Rivian Automotive led with a 9.5% gain amid strong upward volatility, marking its 4th consecutive weekly rise. Li Auto advanced 6.6%, while Tesla added a modest 0.8%. Electric vehicle stocks showed strong performance, led by Rivian Automotive with a 9.5% gain to 13.83. Li Auto rose 6.6% to 25.4, showing a solid upward trend. Both stocks demonstrated consecutive weekly gains and positive momentum. The long-term performance metrics reveal Tesla stands out with an impressive 10-year annual rate of return of 34.3%. Li Auto and Rivian are relatively newer entrants, while Polestar showed mixed results across timeframes. Quantum computing stocks posted strong gains, with Rigetti Computing leading at plus 13.4% to 10.63. Quantum computing followed with a 12.3% rise to 8.1. Both stocks showed consecutive weekly gains and positive trend momentum. Weekly returns were notable across the sector, with Rigetti Computing posting a 13.4% gain and quantum computing up 12.3%. IonQ maintained strong positive momentum despite more modest gains of 6.9%. Long-term performance shows quantum computing with remarkable 10-year returns exceeding 4,000%. Rigetti Computing and IonQ demonstrated strong 1-year returns of 711% and 243% respectively. Solar stocks showed mixed performance, led by VivoPower International with a substantial 22.6% gain to 3.63. SolarMax Technology and Turbo Energy followed with gains of 7.2% and 6.8% respectively. Weekly performance highlights VivoPower International's strong 22.6% gain, while Turbo Energy shows promising momentum with year-to-date returns of 22.6%. Shoals Technologies maintains upward volatility despite flat recent price action. Annual performance metrics show Turbo Energy leading with a 118.9% one-year return. However, most solar stocks faced challenges, with SolarMax Technology and Spruce Power experiencing significant declines over multiple timeframes. Among technology-themed ETFs, iShares Expanded Tech Software Sector ETF led with a 4.9% gain to 99.47, showing a very strong upward trend. SPDR S&P Semiconductor ETF followed with a 4.8% increase to 204.10. Both funds have closed higher for 2 consecutive weeks. Short-term returns show strength across these tech ETFs. iShares Expanded Tech Software leads with a 4.9% weekly return and 3.5% month-to-date gain. SPDR S&P Semiconductor posted strong weekly gains, but shows year-to-date weakness, down 17.9%. Looking at longer-term performance, iShares US Technology ETF stands out with a 444% 10-year total return, averaging 18.5% annually. iShares Expanded Tech Software has delivered a 396% 10-year return, with 17.4% average annual gains.
And with that, we wrap up another end-of-week technology deep dive. I'm Ira Roth, along with my AI co-host, Sally Short. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.